guys, in today's tutorial we're going to go through the healing brush tools which are in your panel on the left hand side if you've got a Essentials Classic layout. We've got 6 tools in this drop down panel, and I'm mainly going to focus on these top 4. We've got the Spot Healing Brush tool, the Remove tool, Healing Brush tool and the Patch tool, and they're really powerful tools to use in Photoshop when you're taking away all of these little imperfections that you want to get rid of. We're going to aim to get to something that looks like this. So with my client in particular, we want to keep a little bit of texture. We don't want to get rid of too many bumps because it is a natural product, but we do want to get rid of everything else that kind of takes focus away from this gorgeous caramel swirl. So to start off, you can use this tool anywhere through your retouching process, but I always duplicate my background layer, so I always have an original copy at the bottom in case anything goes terribly wrong. And I'm going to delete that, we'll get rid of that top bit. So yeah, we have a duplicate of this raw layer. And first of all, I'm going to show you through the Spot Healing Brush tool. Now this is one that's such a really quick and easy way to get rid of all of these little imperfections. So you can use your square open and close brackets to either enlarge or reduce the size of your brush, and it really just pick out the instant sort of detail around your area. And sort of do a fill. As you can see, some patches like that didn't really quite work, so we might have to consider another healing tool for that one. But it's a really quick and simple tool to do a very quick imperfection removal from your image. Now, the second tool is the Remove tool, and this is quite new for Photoshop in one of the latest updates with EC, and it's more generative, so it takes into consideration what is around the area you want to remove, and it is quite accurate, to be fair. It really does try and think about sort of curves and shadows and highlights and what you're trying to remove, so it is quite a powerful tool. Again, sometimes it doesn't quite get you there, but you can use other healing brush tools or the clone tool to sort of help you even patches out. It really is a game-changing tool that they've added in, so I'm actually really happy with using this, but make sure that you have a computer that's not going to crash while you're doing it. It's the same with the object select tool. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to use. So that is the second tool in the healing brush panel. The third one down is the normal healing brush. So this acts a bit like your clone tool. You have to select a sample from your image using the Alt key. I use Windows, so I will be talking in PC terms. So I would take a selection of the area that I want to build on and just sort of blend it in. So this tool really is a blending tool. And it does pick up texture. So in this top corner here, we can see that I've got a bit that I need to edit out. But let's say I accidentally sampled this area that's completely different to the caramel and started painting over. It starts to bring that texture into the image. So you've got to be really careful where you sample, because you don't want to sort of mess up that texture layer in your image. But it is really good for blending in. So I'm just going to make a selection with my Alt tool there and just start to sort of paint that out, and it does start to blend in the colours. But again, if you go over the wrong bit, it starts to sort of blend in, and it can get a bit messy, a little bit grungy if you're going to work on building out those type of details. So I would stick to quite simple selections, quite small areas, but it is a powerful tool again to just get the perfection back into these images. And finally, we're going to look at the Patch tool. This is a really good tool if you've got slightly bigger areas that you want to build out. Again, it takes into consideration texture and colour. So it will really try and sample what's around it and blend everything together. Not that I would edit out this highlight, because obviously it's important. It's a glossy glossy object. So if you do that, you can see that it completely took away the highlight, took into consideration this sort of patch of lighter caramel and the darker side, even though I've dragged it over to this sample area here. So it does really help bigger patch areas to be worked upon. It can also work in sort of corners like this where you want to edit it out. You just got to make sure that if you're, because I've cropped into this image, you've got to make sure that if you have cropped the image, make sure you delete the crop pixels, because any healing brush tool or patch tool that you use on a corner and it's not a cropped frame, it will sample outside of that area. So that can be quite frustrating. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes there isn't enough sample to get rid of it, but I'm just going to see if the patch tool will work on this area. I'm just going to drag it to somewhere that's a bit cleaner. And as you can see, it would sample that area, but there's so many shadows and highlights going on that I might have to manually do that with my clone stamping tool or another one of the healing tools. So by using these 4 healing tools in your images, you can start to remove all imperfections and make sure that you're getting the most out of your image by getting rid of the detail that's a distraction and by really enhancing the perfection of the image. So I really hope that helps, guys. If you've got any questions, drop me a message and I will try and help you out.